Good evening, fellow practitioners. Welcome back to Chanting Das, the online Zen practice hosted for you by Guanyin Chanting Zen Meditation Center, Singapore. 同学们，晚上好，欢迎您回到禅林洗尘，由观音禅林新加坡为您呈现的善现禅修。So if you are new to our together action, this evening's online Zen practice will be as follows. We will first begin with the chanting of the Diamond Sutra in Mandarin. So yesterday, Chanting Das hosted a New Year Dharma talk, and we chanted a short section of the Diamond Sutra. And today we'll follow on from where we left off, and we'll keep it short as well. Next, Chanting Abbot and guiding teacher Gemun Sunim, also known as Venerable Chibun, will give us a Dharma talk. This week's topic is, what is Zen? So after the Dharma talk, if you have any questions to consult Shifu regarding the Prajna wisdom in the Diamond Sutra, please feel free to do so here. Last but not least, we recite the four great vows and reaffirm the direction of our practice. 那同学们，如果您是第一次和我们修一起行动，参加今晚的上线禅修，我们的节目将如此顺序的展开。首先呢，我们会诵这个波罗蜜金刚经。昨天禅林洗尘呈现了一个新年的佛法开示，在里头我们诵了一段段的金刚波罗蜜经。今天我们会延续昨天的那一部分，继续的诵一段段。接着呢，禅林住持与指导老师纪文师父也会为我们带来一段佛法开示。那这周的主题呢是什么是禅？那如果开示完，你对师父的开示或者对金刚经的般若智慧有什么疑问的话，你可以请教师父。那最后我们会练四弘誓愿，确认自己的修行方向，事事行菩萨道。
本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛。深深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。金刚波罗蜜经，须菩提云何如来得耨多罗三藐三菩提耶？如来有所法也，须菩提言：如我解佛所无有定法名阿耨多罗三藐三菩提，亦无有定法如来何说？何以故如来所 非非法，所以这和一切现实皆以无非为而有差别。须菩提，于意因何？若人能3000大千世界七宝以用不是世人所得福德，名为多不须菩提言甚多是真何以故？是福德即非福德性，是故如来说福德多。若复有人于此经中受持乃至是具戒等为他人所起，故生彼何因故？须菩提，一切诸佛及诸作阿耨多罗三藐三菩提法，皆从此经出。须菩提，所谓佛法者，即非佛法。须菩提，于意因何？须陀洹能作是念：我得须陀洹果不？须菩提言：不也是真何以故？须陀洹名为如流而无所入，不入色声香味触法，是名须陀洹。须菩提，于意因何？须陀洹能作是念：我得阿陀含果不？须菩提言：不也是真何以故？是陀含名以往来，而是不往来，是名是陀含。须菩提，于意因阿那含能作是念：我得阿那含果不？须菩提言：不也是真何以故？阿那含名为不来，而是不来，是故名阿那含。须菩提，于意因何？阿罗汉能作是念：我得阿罗汉道不？须菩提言：不也是真何以故？是无有法名阿罗汉。世尊，若阿罗汉作是念：我得阿罗汉道，即作我人同身受者。世尊所说我得无真三昧人中最为第一，是以利于阿罗汉。世尊，我不作是念：我是利于阿罗汉。世尊，我不作是念：我得阿罗汉道。世尊，则不说。须菩提，是得阿那那行者亦须菩提，是无所行而名须菩提，是得阿那那行。我告须菩提，于意因何？如来昔然等佛所于法有所得不？不也是真。如来在然等佛所于法是无所得。须菩提，于意因何？不其庄严佛土不也是真何以故？庄严佛土者，即非庄严，是名庄严。是故须菩提，诸菩萨摩诃萨如是身清净心，不应诸色身心，不应诸声香味触法身，应无所住而生清净。须菩提，譬如有人身入须弥上王，于意因何？是身为大不？须菩提言：是大势尊。何以故？佛说非身，是名大身。须菩提，如恒河中所有少数如是沙等恒河，于意因世尊恒河沙名为多不？须菩提言：甚多世尊。但诸恒河沙不数而况其沙。须菩提，我今世言告如：若有三男子、三女人，以其饱满而所恒河沙数3000大千世界，以永不至得福多不？须菩提言：甚多世尊。佛告须菩提：若三男子、三女人，于此经中乃至所持世 具戒等被他人所而自负的深浅福德，不自许不提虽说是经乃至四季戒等，当知此诸一切世间天人阿修罗皆应供养。阿妙而光有人竟能受持读诵须菩提，当知是人成就最上第一稀有之法。若是经典所在之处，即为有若尊重弟子。
Fellow practitioners, let's place our palms together and greet 师父 with one sitting bow. 同修们请合掌，并向师父一问讯。
大家吉祥。
Hello everyone, I hope you're well.
谢谢大家，今天继续上网到禅林西城。
Thank you everyone for continuing to come online to Chanting Clean Dust.
很重要，我们要感谢我们的上线的团队努力的付出。
And more importantly, we would like to thank the working team for Chanting Clean Dust for their dedication.
尤其这个今年期间呢，我们积极的把这个引擎开动了很精进。
So especially during this New Year period, this beginning of the year, we have switched on the engine of the Dharma earnestly, and we are practicing with a sincere and strong mind.
我们要启动这个引擎不容易，很多人要在那边后面付出的。
So in order for us to switch on this engine is actually not easy. Many people are contributing behind the scenes.
有些民风呢，过年又没有休息了，一直加班彩排啊，又上线。
For example, our Dharma brother Ming Fong, during this Chinese New Year period, beginning of the year, he hasn't really rested very well, and he has to work overtime to support the online job.
都很用心的做。
So really wholeheartedly doing it.
刚刚我们也送了《金刚般若波罗蜜经》我们要感谢音乐也是很努力的带动大家一起来受持读诵这个《金刚经》。
So just now we chanted the Diamond Prajna Paramita Sutra, and we would like to thank our Dharma brother In Ye for leading everyone in this chanting practice of the Diamond Sutra.
我们刚刚诵的开经句是无上甚深微妙法。
So just now we sang the opening hymn of the sutra, which is the utmost sublime profound Dharma.
百千万劫难遭遇。
It is difficult to meet such Dharma in all of the infinite kalpas.
我今见闻得受持，
Yet today I can hear and I can practice.
愿解如来真实义。
I wish I can understand the true meaning of the Buddha.
无上甚深微妙法，就是无上的智慧，这个般若的微妙的法门。
So the utmost sublime and profound Dharma, which means the utmost sublime prajna wisdom.
百千万劫难遭遇，我们的生命呢，一直在流转，有多少时间可以遇到这个佛法？
So such a Dharma is difficult to meet and hear in this infinite kalpas. So, we have all gone through various cycles of life and death. How hard to come by that today we can practice it.
我们老师告诉我们呢，人生有四难。
So our teachers told us that in life there are 4 difficulties.
要得到这个完满的人生是不容易，所以人生难得。
So the first difficulty is to get this complete human body. It's not easy.
我们说完满的人生是我们具备了这个六根眼耳鼻舌身意都能够正常在运作。
So this what we call the perfect human body is the one that is well equipped with a full functioning 6 roots of seeing, the ears, the nose, the smell. So everything function perfectly.
是不是你们现在能够看、能够听、能够闻、能够想，那是不容易的。
So right now you can hear, you can listen, you can smell, you can think. That's not easy.
所以我们说人生难得，我们现在已经得到了。
So we see that a human form is not easy to attain, and yet we already have it.
佛法难闻，经已闻。
So it is difficult to hear the Buddha Dharma, and yet today we heard it,
也就是说，我们要遇到这个正法是不容易的。
which means to encounter the correct Dharma, that's not easy at all.
所以我们也佛法难闻，我们也闻到了。
So it is difficult to hear the correct Buddha Dharma, but we heard it.
第三个难是上知识难易。
So the third difficulty is to meet kind and experienced practitioner.
什么叫做上知识啊？
So what is a kind and experienced practitioner?
能够跟你一起行动，这都是上知识。
So anyone who can practice together action with you is a kind and experienced
也就
practitioner,
是能够增长你的信心
which means one who can enhance your confidence
啊，你对法更有信心。
so that you have even greater faith in the Buddha Dharma.
那个法有信心呢，我们本有的智慧跟慈悲都会显现。
So when you have this great faith in Buddha Dharma, then your original compassion and wisdom will manifest.
所以说，你的旁边的人都是你的上知识
So we often say that everyone that is around you is your kind and experienced
啊，
practitioner.
尤其你们正在上网的人是我的上知识。
And especially all of you who are online tonight, all of you are shifus, as kind and experienced practitioner.
啊，没有你们呢，我不会存在坐在这边。
So if not for your participation, Shifu doesn't need to be seated there.
我刚才讲，我们的上线的团队也是我们的上知识。
So the working team of this online Zen practice platform is also our kind and experienced practitioner.
所以上知识难易，我们已经遇到了。
So we say that it is difficult to meet kind and experienced practitioner, yet we have already met all of them.
最后一样是最困难的。
The last one is the most difficult.
我们人都有烦恼啊，
So all humans have frustration, annoyance, and worries.
去探讨烦恼从哪里来。
So look into it. Where does all this frustration and worries come from?
烦恼都是从我们的欲望来的，
So frustration and worries come from our desires.
欲望导致我们痛苦。
So desires lead to our suffering and pain.
最烦恼的东西是什么？
And what is the most frustrating and worrisome thing?
你可以告诉我。
You tell me. You can type it into Zoom.
我觉得人际的关系最烦恼、最困难。
I think human relationship is the most annoying and the most worrisome.
你的耳朵每天都会听到是是非非啊，这个这样，那个那样。
So your ears are always hearing some gossips, some disputes, some conflicts.
听了会不会烦恼？
So after hearing all this, will you be frustrated?
可是新年不应该烦恼。
But it is the new year. Let's not be frustrated and annoyed.
大家见面都啊 ，Happy New Year，新年快乐。
And then when we see one another only, oh, Happy New Year, everyone.
如果你问明峰，你新年快乐吗？
So if you ask Ming Feng, oh, Ming Feng, are you having a Happy New Year?
哎
Ming
呀
Feng say
我
yes.
忙得不喘气不过来。快乐
Maybe inside Ming Feng, he's thinking, oh, I'm so busy, I can't even breathe.
所以难的是人要去怎么样去做好这个人不容易。
So the difficult thing is, how do we become a correct human being?
所以我们今年讨论学习的是禅是什么？
So today we are going to learn and discuss what is Zen.
禅是很简单的，
Zen is very simple.
你是饿只是吃饭，
When you're hungry, just eat.
你累只休息，
When you're tired, just sleep.
有能量只是做工。
Or when you're energized, just work.
你看我们每天都是吃饭、休息、上班，
So every day we eat, go to work, and then rest.
每天都是重复。
Every day just repeating this routine.
那这是不是人生的意义？
Is this the meaning of life?
是人生的价值？
Is this the value of life?
要去探讨我们有没有去做好我们的工作，那个就最重要。
So examine this, contemplate on this. Did we do our job as a correct human being? This is very important.
所以禅是什么？禅就是你，
So what is Zen? Zen is you.
你跟禅是没有分开。
You and Zen are not separate.
禅也是法，
Zen is also the Buddha Dharma.
我们生活在法里面。
We live in Buddha Dharma.
所以昨晚我们说《金刚经》说一切法即是佛法。
So yesterday when we were discussing about the Diamond Sutra taught that all dharmas are Buddha Dharma.
什么是法？
What is Dharma?
什么是禅？
What is Zen?
什么是你？
What is you?
我们每天都我，什么是真正的我？
So every day we are saying I. What is this true I?
我们的心也是我，
So this mind is also I.
心制造一切。
The mind make everything.
我们怎么样去用心，善用其心？
How do we keep our mind? How do we use our mind
我们
wholeheartedly?
向佛学习，我们佛法都是在世间。
So we have to learn from Buddha. We say that the Buddha Dharma is of this world.
六祖慧能说，佛法在世间，不离世间觉。
So our sixth patriarch Huineng said that the Buddha Dharma is of this mortal world. Enlightenment is not outside of this mortal world.
于是密菩提世人迷是毗菩提，犹如行兔角。
So to look for Bodhi outside this world is like looking for the rabbit with horn.
这意思说，佛法就在我们现世的人生。
So what this means is that Buddha Dharma is in our practical life.
就像《金刚经》讲的，一切法就是佛法。
Just like what Diamond Sutra said, all dharmas are Buddha Dharma.
假如我们离开现世的人生，是寻找佛法，
So if we try to look for Buddha Dharma outside of our practical everyday life,
自然没有必要。
then there's no need to do that.
因为我们活在现世的人生，我们才需要这个佛法。
Because we are living in this practical, conventional world, that's why we need Buddha Dharma.
如果我们离开了现世的人生，那佛法对我们就毫无意义。
So if we live this practical, ordinary life, then Buddha Dharma has no value to us.
而且我们离开现世人生，也找不到佛法。
And actually, if we live this practical, ordinary life, we cannot find Buddha Dharma.
就好像找不到兔子的脚。
It's just like not being able to find a rabbit with horn.
我们说，真正的禅去了解自己，世界没有什么东西比认识自己更重要。
So we say that true Zen means find out who you are.
禅就是自己。
So in this life, there's nothing more important than finding out who are you. So Zen is self.
禅要不是自己，那又何贵乎学禅？
So if Zen is not about self, what is the point of learning Zen?
所以我们应该踏踏实实在日常生活里发掘自我。
So thus, with a down-to-earth and honest attitude, we should look for this self in our practical everyday life.
因为我们是在成长过程中迷失了，
Because we lost ourselves in the process of growing up.
因此也必须在生活中发掘。
Thus, we need to discover where has this lost self gone to in our everyday life.
我们的原本的心一深处，就随着六尘不断的掩盖。
So our original mind, since we were born, follow the six stars and is consumed by them.
一层又一层形成我们表面上的意识的分别心。
So a layer by a layer, all this dust accumulate upon our consciousness and cause our mind to separate and differentiate.
那个离开分别而永恒不变的真心，因此就被埋没。
So thus, this mind that never separate, this true mind that never differentiate, has been concealed and covered.
所以我们刚刚下手的就是去掉涵盖我们原本真心那些灰尘。
Thus, what we need to work on is to get rid of all the dust that has covered our true mind,
使真是永恒原本的自我能够抬头。
and then let this eternal true mind that is unchangeable rise above the dust.
这是我们每个人每个不堪被埋没人的中心课题。
So this is the most important lesson for all of us who are unwilling to be buried.
也是我们生命中心的使命。
And it's also the mission imperative in our life.
我们如何使我们的佛法在日常生活当中实现？
So how do we bring Buddha Dharma into our life?
在生活当中生根。
How do we let the living Dharma take root in our
发
life
芽壮作，
so that it sprout and grow,
开花结果。
bloom and bear fruits?
我们有几个重点必须要把握。
So there's a few important points that we need to get a hang of.
第一，我们要以正信因果为理智的基础。
So first of all, we need to have the correct faith in the law of cause and result. This should be the foundation of our rational intellect.
我们一说到因果，大家都说这是以父老太婆的口头语。
So whenever we talk about, the law of cause and effect, a lot of people will say, these are just the belief of foolish men and women, some old wives' tale and cliches.
这因果太简单，太通俗了，
So cause and result is too simple, too conventional.
与真理差得太远。
It's too far away from truth.
其实大家都知道，因果就是真理。
But actually, everyone knows cause and result is the truth.
什么叫做正信因果？
So what is this correct faith in the law of cause and result?
比方说，我们为了想要一些东西，或者想要中奖，就去拜拜。
For example, we want something or we want to strike the lottery, then we go and pray.
想走运，要解运，就花钱叫别人帮我们解运。
So if we want to improve and increase our luck, then we get someone to help us do it.
我们有病不找医生，到庙里去烧香。
So when we are sick, instead of seeing the doctor, we go to the temple to offer our incense.
这叫做迷信。
All these are called superstitious.
这个不是正信因果。
This is not the correct faith in the law of cause and result.
所以要正信因果，我们就应该向佛学佛。
So to have correct faith in the law of cause and result means that we follow Buddha, we learn from Buddha.
我们的教主释迦牟尼佛，他的佛法是什么？
So our root teacher, the Shakyamuni Buddha, what is his teaching?
他在菩提树下悟到什么？
So underneath the Bodhi tree, what did he attain?
什么是因果？
What is cause and result?
因果的简称叫做因果，
So actually, cause and result is a short name.
其实叫做因缘法，
So the
因缘果。
full name is cause, condition, and result.
佛陀离开了王宫，跟外道学法，然后发现不相应、不真实。
So Buddha left the palace and then he went to learn about the truth of life with the outer path. However, he find that he cannot associate himself with all this teaching. They are not the truth.
就他在菩提树下思维修，
Finally, he sat down underneath the Bodhi tree and he practiced meditative contemplation.
思维修后的结果，悟得了言身法。
And then, after completing the practice of meditative contemplation, he realized the law of dependent origination.
所以佛说悟到12因缘。
Thus, Buddha realized the 12 links of dependent origination.
观12因缘的道理，而了悟生死流转的真相。
So he perceived the logic behind the 12 links of dependent origination, and then through it, he attained the truth of the cycle of birth and death.
这12因缘法，第一是无明言行。
So the 12 links of dependent origination, the first is ignorance, which condition our habitual impulses.
无明就是贪嗔痴等烦恼生死的根本。
So ignorance is the root of our anger, our desire, and our ignorance.
这是生死的根本。
And this is the root of life and death.
然后有这个无明去演那个行。
So this ignorance condition the arising of habitual impulses.
行就是造诸恶业。
So habitual impulses means we make all kind of karma.
我们是行了，就有这个事。
So upon acting on our impulses, then we have consciousness.
这个事就是我们的业事，然后投胎。
So this consciousness refers to our karmic consciousness, which propel us into reincarnation.
事又言名色，
And then this consciousness itself condition name and form.
就是有这个胎形的6根，可是还没有全部显现。
Which means that we have this shape of the fetus, but the human form with the 6 roots has not taken place.
然后进入6路，就是胎儿成长等6根的人的形。
Okay, and then this name and form then condition the 6 roots, which means that this fetus has grown out and all the 6 roots of a human form has been fully developed.
我们有这个6根，就眼足，就是出胎以外的跟外境接触。
So with this 6 root, this condition contact means the interaction between our 6 roots and the external 6 dust.
然后足言受，就是以外境的接触升起的苦乐的感受。
So then this contact condition our feeling, which is all the sensation and the feeling that arises when we get into contact with the external 6 objects.
受又产生言爱，
So then this feeling condition craving and desire.
就是对景生这个爱意。
So that means that when we get into contact with the external 6 objects, some craving for the objects arises.
爱进一步它言这个取，
And then this craving condition clinging and grasping,
就是追求去造作。
which means chasing after something and trying to make something happen.
那么取就有言有，
Then this clinging then condition becoming.
成为一个业因，能够招感未来的果报。
So this becoming means creating some kind of karmic cause that will project into some future results.
我们又生了
And then that becoming then condition birth.
生就是在受未来的五蕴这个色身。
So birth means that birth means also rebirth, which means that in the future we will be born again, and then we will have to face the 5 skandhas.
当我们生就老就死，老言这个老死。
So if we are reborn, we have a human body, then of course we have to face aging and death.
这个未来的生又渐渐老而死。
So this future rebirth, this human form will surely one day grow old and die.
以上这个12支因缘呢，包括三世起或造业、受生等一切因果。
So the 12 links of dependent origination,
包括三世、过去、现在、未来的迷惑、造业，还有受报。
okay, so the 12 links of dependent origination cover the past 3 life of karma causing and result.
周而不死，至于无穷。
So this process continues endlessly.
所以我们说，这个12因缘，就是我们的生命的一直在循环啊，生，然后死啊，一直这样的循环。
So we say that because of this 12 links of dependent origination, we keep going round and round in the cycle of life and death.
迷失永不回头，
And then we get lost in this cycle and we can never turn back.
这叫做12因缘。
This is the 12 links of dependent origination.
然后进一步去考察这个宇宙，这个万象，发现宇宙都是无量的因缘。
So take a step further and examine all phenomenon that exists in this universe and discover that actually everything is the coming together of conditions.
因就是一个动机，
So cause is a motive, an intention.
缘就是许多条件，
So condition is the coming together of different conditions like a compounded thing.
然后形成结果。
And then cause and this multiple conditions come together and form a result.
而这个结果又是另外一个结果的因，
So this result is the cause and condition of another result.
另外一个结果的条件。
And also the conditional requirement of another result.
所以因果不断地互为因果，
So cause and result keep feeding and multiplying.
整个的大宇宙就是一个条件的现象。
So the entire vast universe is nothing but a manifestation of the compounded conditions.
就是一个因果的现象。
It is a phenomenon of cause and result.
除了因果就没有别的。
Other than cause and result, there are no other things.
那这个怎么样讲呢？
So what do we mean by that?
就是宇宙当现这个现象都是一个条件的组合，
Which means that all the phenomenon in the universe is just the manifestation of their conditions.
都是一个条件互相依存。
So all these conditions, they are interdependent and jointly in existence.
当所有的条件离开了以后，
When all these conditions separate,
当所有的条件同时消逝，
then all other conditions will disappear at the same time.
它存在的是个许多条件的聚集。
So its existence is only possible because different conditions have come together to form.
所以条件分离的时候，我们找不到一个永恒不变的事物。
So when all these conditions separate and disappear, we cannot find this one single eternal thing.
所以说，万物无自性。
Thus we say all things has no true substance.
好像这个房子，
So just like this building,
我们把这水泥、砂石、木材
so for this building, we need the materials of the concrete, rock and wood.
钢筋、人工、时间以及其他所有的因素都抽掉了。
And then we also need steel bar, we need labor, we need time, and all the other factors of production.
一个个抽出来。
So if we just remove all these factors of production one by one,
找那个原本如此永恒不变的房子没有。
And if we try to look for this one eternal building within each of this factor of production, nothing.
而且你把这些条件分开的时候，
And as you take out each of these factors of production,
这个条件就不再是房子，
then all these factors of production are no longer the building.
而且这些各个不同的条件也渐渐的消失。
And each of these factor of production will also disappear.
这也就是说，宇宙所有的东西存在都是相互依存的条件关系。
So which means that everything that exists in the universe is interdependent and jointly in existence.
当这个条件消失了，它就不存在了。
When any one of these conditions don't exist anymore, everything will start to disappear.
我们人是接近6兆原子细胞组成的。
So humans are made of countless number of atomic cells.
你把这个原子细胞拿掉，
So if we remove the atoms, we remove the cells,
这个人找不到
then you cannot find this human
因为他们是条件的组合。
because this human body is compounded together by the formation of various conditions.
所以说，因缘所生法，我所即是空。
Thus, we say that all things that arise from cause and condition, as I speak, everything is empty.
条件组合的最后的条件分开了，什么都没有。
So because they come together as part of a compounded conditions, when they separate, nothing.
如果条件分开了以后，还有一个不同的条件的话，
So if condition disappear and a new condition arise,
那宇宙不但是多元呢，而且很混乱不足。
so the universe is not only consisting of multiple elements, but it's also chaotic and disorganized.
因为宇宙除了条件没有任何事物，
Because the universe, other than condition, they are not a single thing.
因此宇宙万事万物都是条件形成。
Thus, everything that exists in this universe are formed merely by conditions.
条件只是一个现象，
So condition is just a phenomenon.
并无实质，
They do not have true substance.
它是互相不依存的时候才能够共存的。
So they are interdependent and jointly in existence.
当一些条件离开的时候，各个条件同时消失。
So as one condition separate from this compounded thing, all conditions will start to fade away.
所以一个物体的形成，
So
在
the
宇宙形成一个物体的形成，
So in the universe, the formation of one matter, one physical matter,
那是无量亿兆的数字。
cannot be measured by any measurement system because it's so countless.
也就是说，宇宙出现的一个新的物质，
Which means that when a new physical matter appear in the universe,
那么那个多么难人！
how hard to come by is that?
所以我们说缘深可贵。
Thus we say anything that arises by condition is so invaluable.
所以我们讲到这个地方就知道了。
So we should all know.
释迦牟尼佛他讲宇宙除了因缘产生结果，
So the Shakyamuni Buddha say that this cause and condition in the universe create a result.
而结果又形成另一个结果的因缘，
Then this result become the cause and condition of another result.
互为条件，互相循环。
So their condition feed one another, they are interdependent, and they continue this cycle.
而既然是因缘条件组合了宇宙，当体就是空的。
Since it's formed in the universe by mere cause and condition, that's why we say everything is empty.
虽然是空，人活在这个宇宙当中，
So although it is empty, but to be able to live in this universe,
必须承认宇宙的规律
we have to respect and follow the order of the universe
跟法则。
and the law of the universe.
宇宙的法则就是因缘法，
So the law of the universe is the law of cause and effect, cause and condition.
这个在逻辑学里面叫做自然毅力。
So in the science of logic, this is called the law of nature.
自然界统一的法则，
This is the law of the oneness of nature.
所以佛用这个因果法则呢来批判这个外道六师。
So Buddha uses the law of cause and effect to critique on the six heretic outer path.
外道呢归纳有六种，
So the outer path or the heretics, there are six types.
第一种就是一因论。
So the first is monotheism.
什么叫做一因论呢？
So what is that, monotheism?
就是说所有的一切都是梵天创造的。
Okay, so under this school, they believe that everything is made by heaven.
一个原因叫做
Only-
一因论。
Okay, only one primary cause. That's why we call it monotheism.
那说梵天创造了一切，那请问谁创造了梵天？
So this theory says heaven created everything. So what created heaven?
那个外道没话可说。
Then the school of heretics, they have nothing to say.
佛比外道的议论论、一因论是用因缘法则，
So Buddha critique the outer path of Yi Ying. Can you remind me?
是
Oh, outer path of monotheism. So Buddha critique the outer path of monotheism using the law of cause and effect.
佛批无因论，
So then Buddha critique on the outer path of nihilism.
什么叫做无因论？
So what is nihilism?
就是自然的外道。
So this is the school of the natural, that's basically the theory of naturalism.
说这一切没有什么道理，
So they say that there is no reason to anything.
无作者，
So no maker,
无受者，
no receiver,
也没有规律，
and also no order,
也没有法则。
and also no law.
我批判这些人用因果法则来批判。
So Buddha also uses the law of cause and effect to critique on this practitioners of nihilism.
用因果法举例，
So and then he gave an example using the law of cause and effect.
使他们哑口无言。
And then they all were dumbfounded by Buddha.
佛批第三种外道就是邪因论，
So Buddha also critique on the third type of outer path, which is the theory of enjoyment.
外道说人为什么活的烦恼？
So this school of outer path, they ask, why are humans frustrated and worried?
就是因为不快乐。
Because they are not happy.
为什么不快乐？
Why are they not happy?
不见精神物质享受条件，
Because they cannot satisfy their mental and their material comfort and desires.
如果我们活在精神物质的满足跟享受里，
If we can live in, the satisfaction and enjoyment of mental and material comfort,
那我们当下就解脱。
then in this very moment we are liberated.
所以他们认为这样就没有烦恼。
So they think that just doing that will help them, will save them from all kind of frustration and worries.
这听起来好像有道理。
Oh, okay, this sounds kind of logical.
天下哪有无条件的事情？
But in this world, there is no free lunch.
你要满足精神的需要，固然不可能。
Yes, it is not impossible for you to satisfy your mental comfort.
因为 一偶难填
However, our desires are insatiable.
啊！原来要一件给小朋友的一辆铁车、小
So,
车
okay, so when the child is still young, you could satisfy him with a little toy car made of just some steel plates.
你给他了以后，他要自动的小汽车。
Then when he start to grow out, he now want a remote controlled toy car.
他不可能给他一个玩具，他就满足了。
So you can no longer satisfy him with this little replica of the steel car.
而物质呢，
And materialism,
你要耕耘才能收获，
you reap what you sow.
付出才能获得。
You only receive what you give.
你凭什么保有物质的满足呢？
So what birthright do you have to demand that your mental and material enjoyment be satisfied?
那也是一个空想，
So that is an empty thought
因为不及因，
because it's without cause,
不及缘，
it's without condition.
所以那个空想也没有结果。
So this empty thought will not have a result.
头皮第四种外道宿命论，
So Buddha also critic on the fourth type of outer path, which is fatalism.
宿命论是说一切万物、万事万物都有规律。
So in the school of fatalism, they believe that all things in the universe have their order.
存在、变化、发展、生存都是神定的。
So they exist, they change, they develop, and they survive. All this have been predetermined by God.
没有人能改。
No one can change it.
可是佛告诉他们，
But Buddha told them,
你把这个因改变了，它的果也就改了。
if you change the cause, you can change the result.
你把条件改变了，那结果也会改变。
If you change the condition, you can change the result.
所以你认为定命论那是自我的否定，
So if you believe that your fate has already been predestined, then that is self-deprecating.
那是不知上进，不肯努力，
That is not being willing to work hard, not being outwardly progressive.
放弃自尊。
You have already give up on your dignity.
大家有读了《了凡四训》的就知道了。
So those who have read the Chinese classic Liao Fan Si Xing, which means the 4 lessons of Liao Fan is the name of the character.
人只要把自己的条件改变了，
So as long as someone can change their own condition,
他的结果也会改变。
their result will also change.
那么宿命论的说法不是毫无道理。
So actually, the theories of fatalism is not completely without their rationales.
有
So true. It does make sense to a certain extent.
那是对于一般不肯努力、自我放弃的人而言，
So it makes sense for those who are unwilling to work hard. They are self-sabotaging.
是有道理的。
Yeah, it applies to them.
因为某些人，他们确实活在宿命论，
Because indeed, there are people who live under the school of fatalism.
这个是宿命论。
This is fatalism.
可是对一个根基很高的人，
However, for someone with very good quality of inborn seeds,
警觉性很强，
with a very strong sense of awareness,
自尊心强，
with a very strong sense of self-mastery,
不敢被命运支配的，
they will be unwilling to be controlled by so-called destiny.
就像了凡这样的人，
So the character Liao Fan that we mentioned just now, he was such a person.
他会改变。
He know how to change his life.
所以佛批判这个宿命论是以自我否定，不肯努力。
So Buddha critique fatalism as being people who are self-deprecating and not willing to work hard.
不肯向上，没有自尊。
They are unwilling to move outward progressively, and they have no self-dignity.
佛批第五种叫做怀疑论，
So Buddha critique on the fifth outer path, which is skepticism.
也就是不用脑筋，不肯动脑筋来抽实佛见。
So these people, they're unwilling to function with their brain, with their intellect, and they don't know, refuses to do deconstructive analysis.
佛批第6种叫做禅定论，
So Buddha also critique on the sixth school of outer path, which is the meditation school.
禅定论是以手段当目的，
So the meditation school, they take the means and as an end in itself.
什么是禅定论呢？
So what is meditation?
他们认为人只要坐不动，只要坐禅，只要把一切念头扫空，当下就解脱了。
So the people in this school, they believe that as long as people sit, they don't move, and then all their job in life is just to do sitting meditation, and then they empty out all the thoughts in their mind. That's liberation.
换一句话呢，说人可以不吃饭，
So in another word, it's like saying human can don't eat,
人可以不工作，
human can don't work,
人可以只享受权利，不尽义务吗？
but can men really just enjoy their power and not take up the responsibility that comes with the power?
人要是不允许他们1年365天打坐而有饭吃，那又怎么办呢？怎么做呢？
So if someone don't allow them to sit 365 days per year and still get to eat, so what would these people in the meditation school do?
所以佛告诉他，禅定只是手段，不是一种目的。
So Buddha told them meditation is just a means, it's not an end.
如果你要永远停在那个手段，那永远达不到目的。
If you choose to stay stagnant in the means, you will never achieve the ends.
所以他说，你需要有这个正见，才能断惑。
Thus, you need the correct view to cut through all confusions.
你有断惑，才有真正的见解。
Then, once you cut through all confusions, then you will have the right understanding.
指导你正确的行为。
Then, this right understanding will lead to your right conduct.
如果你只是以做了片刻为贵，
However, if you think that what is most valuable is just to do sitting meditation,
这是错。
that's wrong.
所以佛批判六师都是用这个因果论去批判的。
So Buddha critiqued all these six outer paths using the law of cause and result.
我们可以说佛法就是事法，
So we can say that Buddha teaching is nothing but teaching about this mortal world.
佛法即被普遍性，实际上讲，佛法是延伸法。
So Buddha's teaching is universally applicable and it can be applied in our practical everyday life.
所以佛法误入这个因缘法呢，告诉我们的因果法则，缘起性空。
So Buddha realized, perceived, penetrated through the law of cause and effect, and he teach us that because everything arises from condition.
所以整个佛教里面都是讲缘起，
So the whole of Buddhism talks about dependent origination.
缘起性空。
Anything that arises by condition are in substance empty in nature.
我们能够误入这个缘起法，我们就可以发挥我们性空的智慧。
If we know how to use this 12 links of dependent origination, then we can call upon our prajna wisdom.
所以要悟到这个法，就在世间里面就可以。
So if you want Buddha's Dharma, just here in this mortal world.
所以我们说佛法在世间，不离世间解。
Thus we say Buddha Dharma is of the world. Enlightenment is not outside of this world.
离世行菩提，如人逆兔角。
To seek Bodhi outside of this mortal world is like trying to find the rabbit with a horn.
我们的时间又是到了。
So we have it's 8:30.
我们还有几个问题还没有回答，我们来临了拜六再做。
Okay, so actually we have 2 questions that we have not yet answered. We will try our best to cover them next week. So please come back and you might find you should find your question answered then.
谢谢大家的聆听。
Thank you everyone for listening.
众生无边誓愿度，
Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to save them all.
烦恼无尽誓愿断，
So delusions are endless. We vow to cut through them all.
法门无量誓愿学，
The teachings are infinite. We vow to learn them all.
佛道无上誓愿成。
The Buddha way is inconceivable. We vow to attain it.
谢谢大家。
Thank you everyone. We hope to see you again next week.